Hi, welcome to Create Pretty Things. How are you guys tonight? As you hop on, please go ahead and type the word peony, P-E-O-N-Y. That'll get you the link to the products I'm using tonight. And this is the transfer we're using. Can you see how beautiful these flowers are? They're awesome. We're gonna put it on this reusable Aiden board. Now we've already used this before, but this is one of the beauties of the Aiden boards. They're a reusable surface. Notice how, even though this is used, I can rub my hand over it, nothing comes off, it looks the same. That's because this is a semi-permanent paste, but we can still remove it on this surface and reuse it. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and spray down my paste right here, give it a heavy dose of water, and I'm gonna let it set for just a second. And then we're gonna get out our paste scraper. I thought I had it out here. Let's see. We're gonna get out our paste scraper and we are gonna scrape it off. Here it is, guys. Here's our paste scraper. It's kind of like what you would use to de-ice your windshield a little bit. But we're just gonna gently scrape that paste off. The colors we're gonna use tonight are gonna be this pink, which is peony. We're gonna use a shimmer olive for our leaves and some rose gold for the outside. So now that this is set for just a second, we're gonna kind of just scrub off our paste. We're gonna start scrubbing until this kind of removes itself, and it's gonna become just a puddle of chalk. And we're gonna put that across to the side, and we're gonna sweep it up with our paper towels, and we're gonna get it all cleaned up, and it's gonna be good as new so that we can put a new design on this reusable board. These are the cream of the crop boards from Chocateur because they are reusable. So instead of having 5 or 6 different holiday signs stored around the house, you can remove the paste off of an older one and add a new design on it, and always have a current sign for the holidays or the seasons hanging up in your house. That way you don't have to store it. I don't know about you guys, but I run out of storage in my house very easily. So this does take a few seconds to sit. The longer you let it sit, the easier it is to get off. But as you can tell, I am doing a good job of scraping up this paste. It's coming up, and we are going to be able to have it look as good as new when we're done. Just like a brand new surface. You do have to put a little bit of work into this. But I think you'll be really surprised when you see how clean it comes out. Go ahead and clean it just a little bit to get some of that residual paste off, and then I can re-wet it and we can continue. But I've just got a paper towel here. I'm going to go around, get up all that paste that we scraped up, some of the excess water off, then we can continue cleaning. Wet it down a little bit more and continue rubbing this paste off, just using our paste scraper. This sign has probably, the paste has probably been on here for a good year. It's been a year since I made this sign. And although I love this sign, I'm ready to use this surface for something else. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and clean up some of this paste and water. Helps me see where I need to work a little bit more. And we'll just get this off. Okay, so this is what we've got. And I can hear you guys saying, well, I can still see the old design. It's not good as new. Well, what we have is our magic. These are our board erasers. It's a sponge, very much like a magic eraser, except no chemicals. And this is going to remove all the residual paste. All the ghosting, anything that remains is going to be removed by this eraser. I'll show you guys. I'll show you. Almost there. Let's see how this looks. Okay, here it is. See how good it looks, guys? You can't see that design anymore. It's off. It's amazing. So this is our reusable board. I wanted to also let you know these Aiden boards are remarkable because they're also magnetic. So if you wanted to make a sign and actually use magnets also on these, the Aiden sign is magnetic. I do see a little bit of ghosting. Let me try this again. Okay, we'll dry it up and then we'll get to chalking, guys. So we're going to be using one of our larger transfers on this. It is a 12 by 18. I believe that's a size C or D. And this one has been very popular, and I've been dying to make it. I tried the other night to do a design on it, but here it is. And it is sticky on the back. I'm going to remove it from its protected backer. And since they are sticky, we want to add some fuzz to the back of this because we do not want it to harm our surface. We want it to be easy to peel up, and we want our paste to go through. So I'm just gonna place it on this fuzzing cloth once or twice, and then I'm gonna go ahead and center it on my board. Now this, it's still pretty sticky. Let's try it again. This transfer, when I used it the other day, it got stuck. So it did have a couple little spots where I was afraid the paste was gonna go through. And so that's what that tape is on there for. It's kind of to protect the paste from going through in those areas. This sticky is pretty strong sometimes. So I'm gonna fuzz it. Let's go ahead and center it on here. And these are pretty easy to center because they fit so well. As you center it though, you wanna make sure that you press it down and get all the air bubbles off. This is really sticky still, guys. You wanna get all those air bubbles out of the screen. I'm gonna go ahead and use my large squeegee and just kind of press down to make sure I have those bubbles out. If you have air bubbles, the paste will bleed underneath those air bubbles and you won't get that clean, crisp lines that you want. This one does have a few bubbles, but as long as they're not around that screen, we'll be okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a couple different layers. First of all, I'm gonna go ahead and go over this with my rose gold paste. Isn't that beautiful? It is a shimmer paste. So I'm gonna go ahead and smooth it over the entire design, and that's gonna give us the outline. We'll take it and we'll see what it looks like. And then we may decide to do some watercoloring with this. We'll see how it looks. I'm just gonna kind of experiment with this one. You want to cover all those little white areas up with paste. That's the silk screen. That's where it goes through the screen onto the surface below. So you do want to make sure you cover those silk screen, those white areas. Okay, now I'm going to go across my whole design and pick up any extra paste that I have. So it doesn't take a whole lot of paste. And this does dry pretty quickly, and you want to pull this up while the paste is still wet on your screen. So I'm going to go over and get most of the excess off. Put it back in the jar. And then I am going to go ahead and pull this transfer off. Now when you pull it, you want to make sure that you kind of work your way to the center, and then you're going to kind of rock it off, and you're going to go slowly. Now, as I'm pulling, I'm kind of looking to see if I have good coverage. And up here, I really don't. It's kind of missing some. So I'm going to go ahead, lay that transfer back down, get my rose gold, apply a little bit more, and peel it off again. Let's see if that's better. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to stick my transfer right there. So this is what we have. Isn't that pretty? Look how that rose gold just kind of shines. I think I want to add some pink to it though. I think I'm going to go ahead and dry this, and we're going to add some pink dimension to it. And maybe some green. So let's dry it so that we can continue pasting. And I'll show you what I mean by watercolor. This really did dry quickly, guys. Okay, let's cover this up just because I have a fan on overhead and we don't want that paste to dry up. So we're going to cover it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my peony color. I'm going to go ahead and use a paintbrush to get this on here. And so I'm going to take some of the paste out, put it in my lid, and add some water, a little bit of water to thin it out. So that it's more like a watercolor. Looking for my other paintbrush, but I don't see it. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and start painting in the areas inside the gold lines with pink. And this doesn't have to be a real exact science. You're just kind of putting the color on there. And we're going to relay this transfer back over it in a few minutes. Actually, maybe I should, let me wet that transfer real quick and get it clean so we can add it. Set this aside. So to clean this transfer, all we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and wet it down with just regular tap water. And we're going to go over it with a paper towel. Take off that first thicker layer of paste. The sooner you get these wet after you use them, the easier it is to clean the paste off. And the shimmers are a little harder to clean than some of the other pastes. They do tend to leave a little bit of shimmer behind. That's okay. The important part of cleaning this transfer is to get all that paste out of the silk screen. And for that, I'm going to use our board eraser. It's the best thing for cleaning your transfers, residual paste. It just works really, really, really well. Now, normally what I would do is I would take this back to my sink and rinse it under running water. but I'm going to be using it again in just a few minutes. So I want to show you guys how to clean this and how easy it can be. You do want to clean both sides. Go ahead and rinse your sponge off a couple times in the process. I'm trying to go a couple different ways to get this clean. I'm going to go ahead and flip this over and do the other side. This side cleans up a lot easier. Of course, it didn't have as much paste on it either to get started with. As you guys hop on, please hit the heart button and tell me where you're watching from. If you don't see the red button at the top, then that means you're watching the replay. Please type in #replay to let me know you watched. If you do see the red button, you are watching me live. Welcome. Thank you for being here. So this side looks really good to me. I do want to inspect that other side because I know it had a little bit left. Now I do have some over here, some gold, and as long as it's not in the silk screen, that's okay. Don't worry about the silk screen though, you want that to be clean. If it's not clean, the paste won't go through the next time. So you want that to be clean. I'm just gonna dry it off a little bit because I'm gonna use it again in just a second. So I'm just gonna kind of let it hang out over here and dry a little bit in the air, and we'll use it again. So I'm gonna continue with my watercolor painting of this little peony. Just kind of gonna go and paint it. I'm not sure if I like the brush strokes on this, but let's see if I find a brush. Yeah, I might like this one better. Let's see. Yeah, I do like this one better. And I'm just gonna go over these gold lines. It's not gonna matter because I'm gonna relay this transfer down again and we'll re-outline this. So we'll see how this clears everything up. And it should be really cool when it's done. So I'm just gonna paint all the inside area with my watered down paste. And actually guys, I've never tried this method, so we'll learn together. It's a big blob. We're gonna let this dry really well, and I've got a fan on overhead, so it is gonna dry pretty quickly. I think I did go outside the line right there. Scrape it off. Okay, we're going to continue doing all of our flowers in the pink. And we'll do our leaves in the green. We'll see how this turns out. So when we go back over this with the transfer again, it's going to give it that definition back. Right now it looks kind of like just a mess of color, but it will get the definition back, and hopefully it'll be cool. Okay, so that's a leaf. This is a peony right here. Okay, I think I've got all those peonies kind of covered. Just trying to get a little more color on these. Okay, I think we're done with that. I'm going to go ahead and do the same technique with my green. Cap this up. And so all my leaves and stems are going to be green. Get some of this paste out. Dilute it with water. Might actually like this brush better for this part. Okay, let's give it a try. Now this is a shimmer paste, the shimmer olive. So it's going to have that little shine, that glimmer to it. Sometimes I wonder if this should have maybe been a white board. I don't know. I think that the gold really shows up well on the black. So we'll just see how this turns out. I love to experiment with stuff. Sometimes they don't turn out, sometimes they do. You can also do this with the meadow green for the leaves. We'll take a look at it and see. Have you guys seen the June Club Couture Transfer of the Month? It's really, really cute. If you don't know anything about our Club Couture, what it is a monthly DIY subscription. It's $22.99 a month. They deliver a 8.5 by 11 exclusive transfer to your door every month. and 3 coordinating paste packs. They give you colors that they think would go best with the design. And all you have to do is supply a surface. And if it's your first time getting the Club Couture, they'll provide you with a squeegee. And then you just go ahead and come up with a great idea to put it on a surface. And you just apply your paste to your transfer. And you come up with wonderful ideas. So if you want some more information about that, go ahead and type the word club in the comments, and then check your Facebook Messenger, and you should have a message that gives you a link where you can get more information on that. It's a lot of fun, guys. It's delivered around the 20th or so of the month. So actually, I just got my club transfer in the month. Well, did I? Yeah. But then if you want to, we could all get together and do our club transfer once we all have it on hand. We could get together in a group and do like a Facebook, a Zoom call, and do it together and see what everybody comes up with. You don't have to stick with the colors that they give you. It's just kind of a suggested set of colors, and you can do whatever you want. So you can change it up. You can do it on a black surface, on a white surface. You can do it your way, definitely. You can do it on a pillowcase. You can do them on a cloth wall hanging. You can do them on a towel. You can do them as a sign. You can do whatever you want with the transfers. They're very versatile. And like I said, they are exclusive only to Club Couture members and designers. So if you want to do it, there's a 3-month commitment when you sign up. After that, you can cancel. So it's not a very big commitment. It's a lot of fun, and I hope you'll give it a try. Just type in club. Check it out. Read about it. See if it's for you. Okay, guys, this is looking pretty cool. I'm just trying to add a little more color to some of the areas that don't have a lot. Then I'll hold it up for you guys to see. I like the way the shimmer is looking. Pretty cool. Just kind of giving it a little texture here and there too. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, this is what we have so far, guys. Looks like a big blob, huh? Yeah, but what do you think of those colors? I like them, and there's a couple spots where I went overboard. I'm just gonna get my paper towel, kind of dry that up a little bit. So since this is a reusable surface, you saw how I cleaned it. If you also get outside the lines and you don't like it, you can clean it up as well. Just touch it up with a damp paper towel or your board eraser, depending on what's gonna work best for you. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with my heat tool. We're gonna get it dry, and then we're gonna lay that transfer back down. Once again, if you want to know what the shopping link contains, go ahead and type in the word Peony, P-E-O-N-Y, into the comments. Check your Facebook Messenger, and I'll give you a link that has a pre-built shopping cart. All you have to do is take a look at it, decide if those are the colors you want. If you want different colors, you could also get like a palette pack that has some colors of individual paste packets. Those are really nice to use because they're smaller quantities of ink or paste, and you get more variety of colors. They're a lot of fun, but decide if those are the colors you want. If not, they also sell individual paste colors for a lot of these. Some did not have them, but you can use them that way as well. So I do have a couple thicker areas of paste. Right there. I want to dry that. And down here. And then we'll go ahead and wax this, and we'll put the transfer back on. Okay guys, it's all dry. So I want you to look at it how it is right now. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and get what is called, this is leaking all over. We are gonna use what's called our surface wax. So here is our surface wax, right here. It has a little applicator in here. Well, actually I put it in here. What this does is it protects the surface of a newly painted surface, and that is so that when you pull that transfer up, since we're putting a sticky transfer on it, it will not remove that paste that's down below. So it protects the surface and the paste down below, but it also protects your transfer from stretching out when you pull it. You don't want to stretch them out because then the shape will be different the next time. Did I mention that these are reusable? The transfers are reusable between 8 and 12 times. So you do want to protect your transfers. You want to clean them properly and not stretch them out, and take really good care of them so that you can use those over and over and over again. So I put a little bit of surface wax on here. And what I'm going to do next is I am going to kind of go over it and buff it off. I almost hate to use surface wax on this black board because sometimes it changes the look a little bit. And I'm not sure if you're supposed to wax these actually, now that I think about it. Let me get another one. Let's see if I can get some of that off. Be less smeary. Okay, so you can tell it did kind of change the look of it a little bit. It looks a little smeary. So I'm not sure if I should have done the surface wax. Maybe I should have just fuzzed the heck out of the transfer. Okay, let's lay this transfer back on. We want to make sure it's dry, and it does feel dry. So what I'm going to do is try to line it up perfectly right on top of where we've already chalked. And since these are more translucent than our older transfers, we're gonna have a pretty easy time, a pretty good chance of lining this up pretty good. I hope, at least. Looks good. That looks good. This is looking good down here. And this is another reason for not stretching it out, so that you can line it up again. Once again, I'm just looking through the silk screen, trying to line up my lines, my pattern where it was previously by looking at the chalked image down below. Sometimes it's kind of hard because you're seeing the painted area. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get a squeegee and kind of rub it down again to make sure I don't have any air bubbles. Look at that. Have you guys tried the watercolor technique? Anybody? Have you tried it on any special transfers? A lot of people were doing them on the butterflies. I still haven't done the butterflies, guys. I would like to, though. Just gonna smooth this down, get all the air bubbles out around the silk screen. And I'm gonna cross my fingers that this is lined up pretty good. Looks good. All right, so I could do the rose gold again to outline everything. Or I could also do something more purple. Let's see. I do have the shimmer plum. I'm not sure how that would look around the leaves, but let's go ahead and just do a rose gold again. So, stir this up just a little bit. Sometimes you have to stir your paste. It's always a good idea to stir it before you use it. And they should be a consistency of sour cream or yogurt. I'm gonna add just a little spritz to this. Once you add a spritz of distilled water, make sure you mix it really, really well so that you don't have any spots that are loose. No watery spots. Mix it up. Okay, let's get started. I'm just gonna get some of this. Once again, this is our chalk paste. It's chalk in a paste form. I'm just gonna smooth it right over all my silk screen. This time I'm gonna do kind of a thicker layer just so it helps stand out on this. It's a little thicker than my last one. I'll still go over it and take the remaining paste off, the extra. But I kind of want this silver, this glittery gold, rose gold, to pop. So a little bit thicker than I did before. Okay, now I'm gonna go over, kind of even it out, take off some of the paste. Anything extra goes back in my jar. We can reuse it, we don't waste. And it doesn't really use a lot of paste, guys. We want to pull this off before it dries. So here goes. My hands are a little messy. Okay, I'm gonna start pulling it and I'm gonna assess as I go. Okay, up here, I'm not really seeing a lot of definition up here with the gold. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of definition. So maybe I'm gonna try the purple. Let me try the purple. And now that I have paste in here, it may not go as well as I'd like it to, but let's see. Let's try, oh, not this one. We're gonna try the shimmer plum. It's a darker color, and I'm hoping it'll make it stand out. Now on top of this gold, I'm not sure how it's gonna be, and the gold is shimmer, but we'll see. Just add another dimension to it. And part of the reason it may not have come through with the gold is it's kind of dry. It dried in the silk screen a little bit. So we'll just see how this is going to work. And if it doesn't work, we just take it off, do it again. So I'm kind of going over it another direction just to kind of make sure I hit those, get this all covered with the purple, the shimmer plum. Put that back in my jar. Let's clean my hands. Okay, let's see. It looks okay. It doesn't have as much definition as I would have loved. And it's mainly the gold. But here it is, guys. Can you see the definition of the outlines? It's kind of faint. It's there, it's definitely there. But the purple really didn't come through, probably because I had the paste dried in the rose gold. But here's what it looks like. Down below it looks pretty good. But what do you guys think? I think I'm gonna have to practice this technique a little bit. Anyway, this is our project for tonight. Remember, this is a reusable surface. If I want to, I can remove this at any time. Just wet it down and scrape it just like we did in the beginning. The transfer was the peony. We used the watercolor technique where you water down your paste and you paint with a brush on the transfer after you outline it. And what else did we do? We laid our transfer down and chalked over it again. So this is our peonies. Okay, let me know what you think. Give it a heart if you love it. Please join me again tomorrow for another fun craft. And I'll see you guys again soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.